Chapter 5 The Continuum Part 1 Cut Signal. They moved through the lower tiers, a silent freight tram cutting through rusted maintenance veins. Thorn kept a hand near her weapon. Amon tracked the diplomat's address on a faded map burned into his vision. The pulse from the trace lock throbbed on his wrist, a reminder of conditional trust. Then, a click. Metal breath. And cold. Pain exploded in his spine. Then darkness swallowed everything. He woke to the scent of incense and skin oil. Electric blue light cast radial shadows across the curved walls of an amphitheater. Figures sat in silence, tiers upon tiers, watching him like devotees before an altar. Amon was the altar. He sat in a padded chair, wrists unbound but heavy, legs sore, something faintly buzzing at the base of his neck. A figure approached, silver-robed, barefoot, arms open.
"We welcome you, Amon Varel,"
the voice intoned.
"You hijacked my signal."
"We followed it. It wanted to be followed."
Part 2 Kuno Mech. They led him through curved halls lit by memory glass, each pane showing different faces, eyes closed in remembrance. Amon recognized none, yet some faces stirred a nausea he couldn't place. Then, at the end of the hall, Kuno Mech stood before a crimson screen, hands clasped. Tall, thin, smiling with a surgeon's calm.
Amon Varel, architect, hacker, pattern thief. Welcome.
"You've been watching me."
No,
Mech said.
we've been remembering you.
He tapped the screen. It flickered. Showed a scene. Amon, his own face, standing before a console, dragging a neural file into deletion. The file was confirmed.
A. Varel, origin pattern host, terminate.
Amon continued trance-like.
You erased your own initialization.
Mech whispered.
Why?
Amon stared, breath hitching.
"I don't remember."
Exactly.
Mech said.
You're hollow because you chose to be.
Part 3 Communal Memory. They entered the chamber of many. It was not a room. It was a living current. Memories hung like smoke in the air, swirling through crystalline threads. Voices whispered in overlapping tones. Bodies, real or hallucinated, stood frozen in loops of grief, laughter, birth. Mech motioned him forward.
Step in,
He said.
No fear. These lives are yours, and you are theirs.
Amon passed through the membrane. Instantly, he kissed a woman in a rainstorm. He screamed in a trench as fire poured from the sky. He stood on a balcony holding a newborn. He injected something into a sleeping man's temple. Each memory slid off him like oil, yet left a residue of self. None were his, but all could have been.
This is divinity.
Mech said.
Not God, not spirit, interconnection. Identity is sin. We offer grace.
Part 4 The Betrayal File. They led Amon to a final chamber, a data crypt. Within, a monitor buzzed quietly. Mech nodded to an acolyte. The file began. Amon's face appeared on screen, clear, calm, real.
"I did it. I killed him. The diplomat. I had to. He saw too much."
Amon stared in silence.
"But that's not..."
He began.
True
Mech offered.
or remembered?
The file ended. Behind him, chains scraped. Thorn. They'd kept her just out of sight, bound to a support column, face bruised, breathing steady.
"You son of a bitch.
She said.
Is that real?"
"I don't know."
Amon whispered. Mech leaned close.
You said that or someone did in your shape. The question is, what will you become next?
Part 5. Refusal of Communion. Mech stood at the threshold of the chamber.
Kneel.
He said,
We will encode your identity across our collective. You will never be alone again. Never doubt again.
Acolyte stepped forward, hands raised in a sacred triangle. Amon looked at them and saw only reflections of desperation.
I'd rather be forgotten.
He said. From her chains, Thorn smirked.
Took you long enough.
She shifted her wrist slightly, just enough to trigger the tracelock override. A shock pulse rippled through the chamber. Lights burst. Neural data exploded like sparks. Amon surged forward, grabbed Thorn's arm, yanked her free. They sprinted through collapsing corridors as alarms triggered. But just before the exit, a memory struck. A vivid flash. The diplomat. Alive. Leaning in close. Whispering.
They were never supposed to find you.
Then gone. They fled into the dark, the continuum behind them howling like a hive denied its queen.